Rundown. It is June 18th, 17th. Brought to
Happy
you by
birthday, Bree.
Who?
Brianna.
Chicken fry?
Yeah, I just saw Zach Bryan just did a nice post about her birthday today.
Yeah, happy birthday, Bree. Introducing High Noon's all new vodka iced tea. Drink them up. Celebrate with them in Boston today. It's time to ditch those sugary malt-based teas. Try High Noon vodka iced tea made with real vodka, real iced tea, non-carbonated, no added sugar, 90 calories. High Noon vodka iced tea, great for any occasion like parades, championships, banner 18s, anything under the sun. Comes in 4 delicious flavors. You can try original peach, lemon, raspberry. Visit highnoonspirits.com to find a pack near you. All right. U.S. Open. Great golf tournament.
Great golf tournament.
Watched all the and I tweet. People sometimes say I'm like KFC, like always negative. Like no matter what, I'm gonna see the negative side of the world. I did tweet. Great tournament. Just reinforces how stupid golf is. And I don't know the answer with LIV and the PGA, because when all the guys are together in one tournament, it actually makes you appreciate more. But great with Rory and Bryson DeChambeau down the stretch. They both miss layup putts, and then Rory misses another 4-footer. A little slippery, but still, the guy was like 495 out of 495 on 3 or 4 foot putts. So absolute choke job by him. Bryson gets one of the trap. Great event. Rory storms off. Doesn't talk to the media.
I thought that was a little exaggerated.
Got no problem with it. No, it was very exaggerated. The people
Why
saying
was that very exaggerated?
Well, at least the headline I saw was like Rory McIlroy peels out on his way.
Yeah, he didn't peel out.
Dave,
but he didn't talk to the media. I mean, I think it's not talking to the media after a brutal defeat. I think you got to talk to the media.
All right, so I understand that. I honestly think that might have been the most like heartbreaking loss. The fact that he has 10 years that he hasn't done it, and
he choked. He's a choke artist. He's a choke artist,
right? So I as like a human being, I think sitting around and having a bunch of golf journalists be like, "What happened on that putt?
What do you think
is
fucking
actually
happened? I missed the putts."
Yeah, it's worse than torture. And having Bryson come up to you and be like, "Great competition, like you were right there." There was Kevin is right. The hyperbole by the golf media was insane. This was one guy, Steve Reed, tweeted, Rory McIlroy threw his clubs in the back of a tournament sponsored.
He didn't even put him in it. I watched it. He didn't even put him in the back.
Yeah, we all saw the video. Backed out of the parking lot and spun his tires, like getting out of the parking lot. He did not talk. Like,
yeah, that's a little exaggerated.
And PFT said it right. We were talking about it on Part of My Take. The golf media always loves to do this, where it's like, you got to talk to the media. We have a job to do. Rory did him a favor. The story is that Rory stormed out. That's way better than him sitting there and saying, I missed a 4-foot putt.
Yeah, from a marketing position, to be honest, people would like Rory more. It would be better for his brand if he sat up there and cried. It was like, I choked.
Agreed.
That would make him very likable, and people would like feel bad. This, you can get the other. I mean, I do think you have to speak with the media. They also exaggerated it, and they did make this story. Overall, great tournament. I read an article on golf.com.
Whoa.
Yeah, I read.
You read?
I read an article.
The whole thing, start to finish?
Did you seek it out?
Fascinated by.
Did you seek it out, or was it like on your timeline?
It was on my timeline.
Okay.
Because I'm fascinated by DeChambeau.
Yes.
And the article headline was something like, has DeChambeau changed, or does he just, like, what's he like when the cameras aren't on him? So I was like, yeah, that's interesting, because he's very, like, entertaining. Everyone's like, they love him now. He's a weird guy. I would love to see him when the cameras are off, because I just don't know what I think of him.
But to your first point, Dave, about how you wish the LIV and the PGA weren't separate, I agree. The one guy who I think it helps more than anyone is Bryson DeChambeau, because he's weird, he's quirky, and more of him is what, like, when he's yelling about ants on a fucking fire ants and getting hit with that. Remember when he got hit with
the rope? The rope was like the low point, and then he worked his way back. Like,
but how much of it do you think? Because
it's a lot contrived. He's completely done he's image rehab, all that. Yeah.
I want people to like me and be the cool guy, and he's winning and he's doing all the right things. But how much is that because that's who he wants to be, as opposed to it's just natural?
I think it's one of those things where I think it is contrived. He has like got a huge following now he's been doing a lot of videos and stuff, which he gets, I think that's been really good for the fans. I have no problem with it being a little contrived because the end goal is fans, like when he was walking through the gallery and letting everyone touch the trophy, that's a really cool moment for the fans. So like, yeah, is he doing this to try to gain some good favor? Probably. But the end result is fans are getting pictures and moments and like he's interacting with them in a way that no other golfer does. So I'm cool with all of it. I just think that in the lives part, him not being in every tournament like actually benefits him a ton because the overexposure of him was part of what people were like kind of sick of.
Also, when you're losing and doing weird shit like soaking your balls in Epsom salt and studying like the droplets of rain, you look lame. But when you start winning, it's like, oh wow, this
and he's been very fan friendly. I also the announcer, and they were saying one of the announcers just you never know the live PGA hates him and kept saying he's like he's just getting lucky.
Yes,
I was believing because every drive he hit was in the rough, but then he got out unbelievably, and it's like, wait, is he just getting lucky or he's just this shot in his bag? I get occasionally, I guess you have no out, but I mean, if you hit a perfect shot out of the wiregrass like 9 out of 10 times, I don't know that you can keep calling that lucky. He's just good at that shot.
That last shot that out of the bunker was an all-time shot. And also Bryson, like he deserves a lot of credit. His driver, I think, caved in during his practice on Sunday. So he was golfing with a new driver head, and that's why, because he wasn't that erratic for the entire tournament, and so like he was playing with a new club that he obviously wasn't used to, and he kept on spraying it everywhere. It was an incredible tournament. He deserves it. He was awesome.
Great tournament. Number 2, probably more talked about, bigger headlines. I saw Dan, you try to like act like I was sneaking this on the sheet. I saw your tweet. Dave has Caitlin Clark as number 2. It was a huge story. Caitlin Clark against, and I saw people, I'm looking if the water's moving. They all told him, do the fake freeze out when Dave starts talking about Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese, which I think he's doing, but I see the water is moving. The water,
it's gotcha.
The water is moving, so the water is moving, but Dan isn't. Fine. I don't care. Listen, this is a big story because the Angel Reese self. Now, it's the game after her teammate hit her, and Angel Reese did the lambada on the sidelines celebrating. This game, Caitlin Clark has arguably her best game as a pro, and Angel Reese winds up like this, misses the ball by a good 3 feet.
Hits the ball. You're so lame. Hits the ball.
Hits the ball.
I don't think she hit it, but I think she did.
What do you mean hits her
ball?
Dan, she wound up when she made contact with the head was 8 feet away. But here's the bigger thing. If this is just
tell me the bigger thing. I really want to know the bigger thing.
Yeah, here's the bigger thing.
Here's the bigger thing. I'm so happy Caitlin Clark didn't make the Olympic team so we can get a break.
What were you going to say,
at this point? We need a break.
Ball,
she's not even close to the ball.
For the ball.
Kevin.
She went for the ball, but she didn't hit. I'm just saying.
She was in the same gym. She was in the same gym.
She was in the same gym.
Well, then why was it flagrant?
Flagrants happen in basketball.
But by definition, it's not a basketball play. If you hit her in the head, it's not even close in the same gym. And here's the more important point, Dan. If this is just Sarah Jones versus Tiffany Smith,
nice.
And that happens.
But 2 huge players, yeah.
But you can't when you have the back history and you did the lambada 2 weeks ago before you did this, and you continually are taking shots at her. And by the way, Caitlin Clark has never publicly said she takes the high road. I agree. After the game, and all Angel Reese does after the game is take shots at her. So
dude, when she said, some people get a special whistle. Any game, anywhere, if you lock your elbow,
Yeah, no, it's a foul.
swing like this,
It
and
was
get
a
hit in the head,
flagrant.
it's a
That's a flagrant every league. So
Anyway.
shut
It's a
up,
foul.
Angel Reese. You can't have your cake. All she does is complain, whine. She has main character syndrome. You
I
aren't
agree with all
Caitlyn.
of this.
You're never going to be Caitlyn. So
Mm-hmm.
shut the fuck up and own it. Be like, yeah, I hate that girl. I had a shot basketball play my ass. I knew I could whack her in the head and knock her over. So that's what I did. Then I'd respect it. Be the bad boy Pistons.
I
Don't
agree
be
with
the
all of
crybaby.
this.
And Kyle Kuzma, who I didn't even know it was still in the league, to be honest, came after me on Twitter and called me a bozo. He used my bozo. I called someone else a bozo. You can't dress
He
like
took your
Kyle.
bozo?
Yeah,
You can't steal
I
a
said
bozo.
bozo first. I
You
called.
can't
I
Can't
steal
take
a
called
another
bozo.
man's bozo?
I said it was a flagrant bozo, and then he's like basketball bozo. You can't dress like Kyle Kuzma dresses with those gigantic sweaters and ridiculous and call someone else a bozo. You lose the right to call somebody a bozo. The bottom line is, fine. People in a vacuum, you can argue. Intelligent minds can say, well, basketball play not dirty. Not with her history, you cannot. Not with her history, you cannot. It's
And
a
you know what
dirty
you
play.
said when you said be the villain? Had she not had annoying post-game comments again, I would have said this is some villain shit. We all
Yes.
said be the villain, and she fucking clocked her.
She
and if it was
never.
two dudes but then
She
she
is
goes
just
and
so
she goes
done
she
this
screams
combo.
about the refs again, and it's like, we're right back where we
She's
started.
just
I honestly
so
think,
jealous.
though, the
And I'll
problem
tell you,
is-
Danny boy, I
Okay,
looked at
Davey
the
boy.
schedule in
Dave.
Indiana at Chicago Saturday. I'm
Are you gonna
scouting
go?
out. I'm scouting out courtside with the
Let's
shirt.
go. I'll go with you.
Chicago is Caitlin Clark country.
I listen. The only thing that is just there's a lot of things that are
backed in
annoying.
a corner because you got to defend her because she
No,
plays
I'm
in
not defending
Chicago.
her. She's lame.
Joe, the
She's
worst
lame.
thing that has ever
She's
happened
lame.
to Dan is
No.
Angel Reese playing in
Dan,
Chicago.
she
I
is
can't
lame.
do it this
Dave,
off. She
Dave,
missed the
Dave,
ball by a
Dave,
mile
listen to
and
me. Let me
followed
talk.
through and went like
Let me talk.
that. It's a
Let me talk. I swear to God, you watch these games being like, I'm just watching this game to see if anyone touches my Boo Bear. And it's fucking lame. This is how the WNBA has become. All these fans just watching, being like, don't touch Caitlyn, don't touch Caitlyn. I'm going to do a clip.
What are you talking?
It's fucking basketball. Angel Reese
Dan,
is
if you
lame.
gave
I
Angel
don't
Reese
care
a
that she
knife,
got
she'd
fouled again.
stab her.
She got
She'd
fouled.
stab her.
Oh, my God.
It's her doing.
You watch these games with such a fucked up brain. It's crazy.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
I was
you
waiting.
honestly-
Like
you
I was
might- you're
waiting for
you're the
Angel
fucking-
Reese
you're
to
the
get a
crazy-
flagrant one and
you're the
whack her and
crazy-
try to
you
create brain
become-
damage.
You
Like I was
become
waiting
a
for that.
crazy little league parent. That's what you've
What are you
become.
talking about?
Like you
Dan,
might run on
I
the court
can't make
on
this
Saturday
up.
and
I
be like,
can't
"Don't
make it
touch
up."
Caitlyn. Don't
Well,
touch Caitlyn."
Well, it's crazy.
Oh, my
I wasn't
God.
waiting there. I'm just trying to watch basketball, and then
Okay.
the villain
Okay.
with
You
the
had another
Joker
clip.
shoes.
No, you had another clip that wasn't. There was like just like she
Yeah,
ran into
backhand.
someone, and you're like, "Oh my God, what is going on?" Oh, the
Backhand.
humanity! Someone make sure Caitlin's okay.
The dirtiest team in the league, and if that's
Good.
fine.
I want them to
just
be the bad
own it.
boys. They can't fucking shoot threes. They got to muck it up.
Yeah, and by the way, it's like for the billionth time, Angel Reese is actually a great rebounder. She's great. She's the best rebounder maybe in the league. Watching her play is why people don't watch women's basketball.
Do you think people
Ugly.
like you?
Her game is so ugly to watch. She
But-
just gets rebounds and throws them like 100 miles per hour back up.
But
Caitlin Clark is the
every
beautiful
foul
game.
isn't the fucking end of the world.
When you do this and try to create
Oh,
brain damage
God.
on the star of the league,
Brain
it is.
damage.
How long do you think Caitlin Clark will take the high road, like forever?
Yeah,
Forever.
it
I
wins.
like it's
she-
impressive that she hasn't said a
It's-
fucking peep by now.
It's
She
just
takes
smart.
the high road.
It's smart.
Yeah,
Reese
it
takes the low road, and then
Every
Reese
time.
is like, why do
I
people
don't
evaluate
disagree.
this?
I don't disagree with anything you're saying. I'm just exhausted by the whole fucking
Well, then
thing.
tell your girl to stop
I will.
acting like an
I
idiot.
I will.
Or own it.
I hope next time. No, I'm not gonna say it.
If she went into the locker room and said, I fucking hit her because I don't like her, it
Correct.
was
She went
so
for the
much better than
ball.
someone gets a special whistle every time.
Dan, she missed the ball by 10 feet and
She did
followed
not miss
through.
by the ball by 10 feet, Dave.
Can
You
we pull up the
fucking-
picture, please,
you're-
of The other girl's straight up like this, and Reese is like that.
I hope you get kicked out of this game. They're like, you're such a manic, crazy helicopter mom with Caitlin Clark. Like, Caitlin Clark's parents don't fucking act like this.
What are you talking?
You've lost your mind.
No. Any single player, team, sport I root for, I would defend the same way.
You've lost your mind. You had you had a clip earlier that was just like her running into someone, and you wanted, like, if the Angel Reese trying to swat it hadn't happened, it still would have been topic. It still would have been topic 2 on the rundown, and it would have been the other play.
No, it would not have been.
Oh my God,
no, it would
crazy.
not have.
They tried to fucking break her arm.
It was the number one trend on all social media after that
probably
assault.
because you're a bozo tweeting. That's all you're tweeting about.
You can't steal a bozo now.
Yeah, it's so bozo.
You can't steal a bozo.
You're
a third-hand bozo.
You create the trend.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
Everyone's watching the game, and she's starting for here, missing by a mile and following through.
She almost blocked it.
Yeah, right.
It was real close.
Dan, she was same gym. They're in the same gym.
So close to blocking it.
Yeah, okay. It wasn't even fucking close. And then she said it's a magic whistle. That part's
stupid. I agree with you. She's stupid for that. She like, someone needs to take Angel Reese and give her a PR lesson, being like, shut the fuck up. Yeah, and stop complaining.
It's the worst in the world, and if she doesn't have one, get one.
We're on the same page with this thing.
For being like, she clearly did on purpose. No, of course she did. This girl, Angel Reese, thinks about Caitlin Clark 100x more than I do.
I'm talking about the part
She's
where
obsessed.
you watch every Caitlin Clark game.
Angel Reese goes to bed. Caitlin Clark wakes up. She's obsessed with her.
I
didn't even know who Angel Reese was till they played. If Angel Reese never did this, I don't even know who she is.
I'm talking about. Well, it's all about a bet. Let's just remember that. I'm talking about the fact that you watch Caitlin Clark now just to make sure that everyone treats her nice.
No, wrong.
Yes,
I love watching her play. No,
facts.
False.
It's crazy.
False.
You think you're like Batman for her.
No,
you're the silent protector. If Dave Portnoy doesn't tweet about Caitlin Clark,
she doesn't need a silent protector. I root for her. You're being sexist.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not.
I'm rooting for her like how I root for teams I like and players I like.
have no problem.
I'm always there. I'm always the dark protector.
Sexist?
You wouldn't say that. If you were
Celtics.
saying that about a guy, you wouldn't say that.
Correct.
You wouldn't tweet about it like it's if a guy got hit like this.
Of course I would.
No way.
Of course I would.
No way.
He's sexist.
No, you're sexist.
Mm-hmm.
I can't root for women's basketball the way you and Shaq play off my girl. Why?
Because you're not watching it like it's a basketball game.
Yes, I do.
You're not watching it like it's a basketball game.
If LeBron did that to one of my guys, I would try to get him thrown in prison. I would.
No.
Yes.
It's a basketball play. She tried to swat the ball.
No, she didn't. She tried to take her head off.
Bozo. I might get a Kuzma jersey. What team does he play for?
Washington.
You got to get a Kuzma sweater. Get a Kuzma sweater.
I'm going to do a Kuzma sweater next week.
Do you seen the picture of him in that? You can't.
Oh, yeah. People. He has a blow up. He has like the blow up.
Please, you're going to call me a bozo.
You should have just tweeted that back at him.
Yeah, I didn't want to go down that road. NBA Finals tonight, Celtics. I tweeted it, is exactly right. I have zero worry about them. If they lose tonight, 97% worry. Also, Kyrie. Kyrie's changed now. He's kind of like apologizing me like I wasn't ready to be a Celtic. I get it. Whatever. Kyrie, I'll end the beef if we win the championship. Kyrie, fine, go on your way, but don't try to end the beef before the series is over. And by the way, I hate Doncic, so that's the other thing. If you say if you don't like black player now, you're just racist. That's just like what it is. Even though tonight I'm gonna fucking call Doncic every name in the book. So all the people saying that I'm racist just because I don't like Angel Reese, well, come watch tonight because I fucking hate Doncic tonight and rooting for the Celtics.
That was weird. Side, like, no one said you were racist.
God, no.
Sounds like you're admitting to something.
It's my entire feed. Anytime I say something about Angel Reese, of course he's not even he's racist. He's not even trying to hide it. It's like, what are you talking about?
You're gonna ramp up the hate for Doncic.
I am big time.
All right. So my question to you, Dave, one, you're not going to the game, right?
Correct.
Two, what is your concern about tonight's game? Just tonight's game.
0. I really think they're going to win.
0%. You have 0% concern.
I think they.
Okay.
Because the Celtics.
I mean, I happen to agree. I do
the
think they're gonna win
Celtics,
tonight.
when they lose, they get fucking killed. Like the way they shoot, like they got killed by Miami, they got killed by Cleveland. They generally win close or just get obliterated. So it's like a horse race. That game 4, just put a line through it. Like, all right, that was a fucking aberration. And I think they win.
I mean, you obviously were there.
The fans were very nice. It was one of those things, they just got obliterated. So you never got your hopes up. I mean, I left. People are like, oh, he left early. They're down 35 points.
They put in literally the entire scrubs for the entire fourth quarter.
Yeah, so once the scrubs came in, it was put a line through it,
I also think the NBA, the finals are so spread out that that game feels like 2 weeks
They
ago
don't
now.
carry over.
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't carry.
I think the Celtics will win tonight. I think they'll win actually, I think they'll probably win easily. Like, I actually think that this will be one of those, like, you'll get maybe a tough
gentleman sweep. Yeah.
Doncic, like, first quarter, and then it's like the threes start raining, and then it's just party time.
Did you, by the way, 2 things. First, Mr. Wonderful from the Shark Tank, who I'm pretty sure is a Massachusetts guy, was on the Jumbotron in Dallas being like, let's go Mavs. Let's go Mavs. I don't know what the fuck that was about.
Maybe because
I thought he was in New York. I think he was in New York.
Massachusetts. Anyways, 2, did you guys see the fight? The Celtics fans fighting.
Brutal for that guy. He's just...
They're fighting. It was they were doing the road watch party, and some bald guy just getting tomahawked. Another guy, the Irish guy, just smiling during it. Which brings to the next video of Biz at the NHL just beating that guy up. That Oiler fan, he's in the crowd. First of all, Biz is like Wallow. He roots for everybody. Yeah. I've lost track.
Yeah.
I know Canada, this, that. But it's not like he just roots. He goes absolutely crazy for every team. But he's in Edmonton. Oilers finally win a game, 8-1. The NHL and NBA, very similar, like just aberrations in game 4. And Biz rips his shirt off, puts this poor guy in a headlock, and just mangles him during the celebration.
Crazy.
Wait, I mean, I know that Biz likes, it's just like more about the sport, so he's like, always interested. But Edmonton is Whitney's squad, right?
Correct.
Yes.
So you can't, if you have a guy on your show who's the Oilers guy, you can't be doing this.
I think he was trying to that Chicklets crew, like, I have so much FOMO when I see them, because I don't know if you saw, like, did you see Rear Ad doing his like dance where he was like doing a jig in the suite, and they're like, he's just ready to go to the bar. Like, Rear Ad, like, starting the podcast the other day, he had just no voice. When they go on the road, they just go fucking nuts.
I think Biz, Rear Ad sitting next to Mark Messier in a club.
Yes, yeah, they just go nuts.
What is like Messier? Like, how am I here next to Rear Ad?
I think Rear Ad's got this weird thing about him where like hockey royalty like kind of loves him, and he just like is in with those. It's crazy. I don't understand it. He's such an enigma, but he's so funny. He makes me laugh every time I see a picture or video of him. But I think Biz was just trying to get like in Whitney's hole, like trying to pump him up, because Biz picked the Panthers.
Yeah, right.
Wait,
I think the moment is like, Biz is a moment guy.
When
the moment comes, he gets so excited that
I didn't realize Whitney
turns it
was
on
with him there. I saw just prompt to Biz.
No, he's right.
Whitney
highlight tape.
They showed Whitney on the Jumbotron highlight tape, and then Biz, and then they're like, and the Chicklets guys are here, and then Biz went
that
crazy.
Makes more sense.
It's Wallow.
Yeah, you know what? Also,
wearing 2 shirts to a game so he can celebrate.
There's like 2 types of guys. You're either a good like rah let's go guy, and if you are one of those guys, you gotta seize the moment. He's a good at
and a lot of pro athletes, to be honest, never are as big a actual fan as like, and I think Whitney is a bigger Bruin fan, to be honest. I think
he's not. He's not a Bruins fan. No. He always says he roots for the Penguins and the Oilers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, Wallow nailed the Biz outlook. It's like he always will root for the winner because it's more fun.
Mhm.
but he's also
Like,
it's weird because like I think they're going to Florida right now, and like Florida's gonna win tonight or tomorrow.
oh, and
night.
he'll be rooting for
But he'll
Florida
be
probably
yeah.
tonight.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
But that's
By the
Will.
way, Dave, I know they're not connected, but the fact that the Panthers did the exact same thing as the Celtics has to give you
Literally,
confidence. Like the exact same thing.
Confidence in Celtics.
Yes, correct. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Oilers, you have no confidence in.
I don't think the Oilers have a shot, and I would say the Mavericks have a bigger shot than the Oilers, but I don't think I jumped way off the hockey. I've watched enough of that. Like the Celtics are better than the Mavs. The Panthers are better than the Oilers. So
Right.
Yeah, but because of that blowout, there's that stat. It's like 12 goals to 11 goals now total.
yeah, well, the games have been Oilers have outplayed them in 2 out of 3, but their goaltending is nowhere near, and the Oilers just have like mental breakdowns.
Also, did you see? And I asked him because I was like, is he just trolling? But Jerry just replying underneath that video, he's like, oh, Whitney played in the NHL. That's sick. And I asked him, I was like, did you really not know? And he was like, I thought they just had a really popular hockey podcast because I don't think Jerry's ever watched a second of hockey. So that was like, he saw the highlight and was like, oh shit, those guys are in the
NHL. Bill Belichick making news for dating a 24-year-old. Quite the story. Listen, I love it. It's like craft, age difference, gigantic.
Patriot
Belichick.
Way. Yeah, but this is the Patriot way.
Gronk said Brady's like dating a 24-year-old.
Yeah. Yeah, Gronk tried to tell us at the red carpet at the roast. He made a joke.
I don't want to hear nothing if I'm ever spotted with a girl in her mid-20s.
Brady, Belichick, Portnoy.
No, it isn't. It's Brady, Belichick, Kraft, and then Portnoy. 3,000 years closer, Portnoy. So this is good. I mean,
the story is so
very funny to say they
72 to 24 is nuts,
dude.
Nuts,
Dave. That was so funny reading that story. They bonded over her homework.
Yeah,
like that sounded like The Onion.
They bonded over her homework, and I was like, wow, that's a hilarious line. And then the next line was, and he's been to some of her cheerleading competitions.
Yeah. I got messages being like, he comes to her competitions.
What are they messaging you, Kevin? That's a supportive boyfriend.
That's what they were saying. They were saying everybody loves it because he's a very supportive boyfriend. Yeah.
The last line says he's a philosopher and entrepreneur and helping him with this business.
I've never listen. The jealousy of Belichick continues.
There's no jealousy. It's funny. I have no problem with it. It's a fucking funny story.
What in the world could they talk about?
Well, their homework.
Homework, yeah, I guess so.
I think they said it pretty clearly in the story. Philosophy.
It's going to be a tough time. We're in summer break right now. She's not in school. There's not a lot to talk about. The fact that she, like, the idea of Belichick helping her with her.
I love how Gronk forgot that he wasn't at the roast. Like, he just kept doing his roast bits. But he said, listen, again, it's
I got no problem with it, but it's funny.
Way.
It's funny. It's funny to be like Belichick they have a big calendar at their house, and it's like Thursday, like big assignment coming Friday, and also we have cheerleading practice. Can you drop me off?
Belichick just helping her with math homework. Carry the one.
This story, old school. I respect the hell out of this story. I don't know if you guys saw it. So Wells Fargo fired a bunch of people. They had a fake mouse. So the mouse was acting as though it was doing work when it was not. It was like a rigged mouse on a computer saying they were doing all this, like making calls, whatever. They were just rigged mice. That
got big in the pandemic. Everybody, it just, wiggles around for you so you stay
awesome.
Active. But now they have technology that catches you. Obviously, with these guys, it said that it said something like the mouse was making non-human moves.
Such a great move to have a fake mouse, like fake calls.
But I mean, like, they fired wasn't like 24 people.
Yeah,
like, if you lose your job over that shit, that's
back when I had a sales job. I used to our thing would get monitored how many outgoing calls. I just call my friends. Hey, what's up? Hang up. Hey, what's up? Hang up.
Yeah.
And then last one, White Sox Dave got hacked.
Ugh.
No word on the hackers. Just saw that like picture of his hair and was like, this guy's a target.
It's also hilarious
Dumb
because
does dummy.
well, if you're a hacker, White Sox Dave is the last person you want to hack, because I got a DM from him being like, community guidelines, please click this link. He's the last guy. It's like him and Mincy are the last two guys I'd ever click a link on ever. Like I'd have to be watching him type me the link for me to be like, all right, I'm going to click on this link. And even still, I'd probably be like, I'd want someone else to do it. He's the last guy you want to hack.
He's just such an easy
bottom
mark.
of the barrel hacking.
Yeah.
Like
You
this has got to be the worst hacker in the world.
You don't deserve like good job when you hack White Sox Dave.
It's not even hacking.
I almost don't want to say he got hacked because that puts him in the category of like hackable. It's just like someone was fucking with White Sox Dave's account.
Yeah, they just walked in the front door. There's no hacking.
Yeah.
They just went to White Sox Dave's account and typed in like White Sox, 1-2.
All right. That's everything.
Dozen
coming up this week.
Yeah, a lot of pressure
For the number 1 seed. Yeah, I can't look past. I have pressure tonight and tonight only. And then I'll look at tomorrow. But we got Celtics championship. Huge. A lot of money on the line, a lot of pride on the line. So they got to win today. Like I said, as I tweeted, I have 0% doubt, but if they lose tonight, it ratchets it up to about 97%, because then you figure Dallas going home, you're looking at a game 7. Anything can happen. So Porzingis, who knows? I don't think he's going to play.
And Kevin, we're back in now that Dave owns 100% of Barstool again. It's like, let's sell some shirts.
Yeah, let's make that money, baby.
We're ready to go.
Let's sell some shirts.
We're ready to go.
Some fucking shirts.
All right. I'll talk to you guys.